Hey folks, Nas here. I appreciate everybody joining me for another No Man's Sky All Alone series video. Alrighty, so we are at the portal base that we made. I came back between episodes and everything and kind of laid down some decorations, nothing super fancy. I only did the solar panels and, whoa, that was a lag spike. Whoops. And batteries. So I put some batteries on top of each of the cylindrical buildings and everything. And then, of course, I put, let's see, the Galactic Trade Terminal in the one on the left. And then, of course, the one on the right. Of course, it depends on which way you're looking at the building. I put the base terminus on the other side. Kind of get a bigger view of it here. And then I put a couple of the little plants. I say little, they're big. I mean, they stand up bigger than the building itself. But we've got it all set up so we can use it when we need to for whatever we need. But mainly we set it up for two reasons. One, we're going to need it for the brain fart early in the video. The living ship. That was the first reason. Second reason is we're going to need it when we hop to different star systems. So if we wanted to jump closer to the center of the galaxy, we can use a series of addresses to get within 5,000 light years or something of the center of the galaxy, or whatever system you want to go to. But anyway, so we've got, let me open up, not that. I don't know why it opens up to my starship all the time. That's kind of bugs me. But anyway, you can see we've gone through, we've got the cracking void egg now. And of course, we've got the mature neural stem, the mature heart node, we've got the hardened shell, and then our last one, which is the singularity core. So haven't gone back and watched my own video, but I believe there might be one more day to wait before we actually use the portal. Let me go into the log here. So you can see here, we're on Starbirth. We are awaiting contact. So we've got to go to space and have another interaction in space. And I put my landing pad right over here. I wanted to put it out front, but that hill was bothersome. I guess I could have put it at the top of the hill or something. I may do that later. Alrighty, let's head to space and let's see about contacting that other living ship. And there we go. That didn't take very long. Where's it at? There it is. Alright, let's communicate with it. It is nearly complete. But here we will diverge. If you share yourself with us, it is sacrifice. There is no infinite mind to spill. It must be yielded. The song of this strange space creature has changed, subtle but unmistakable. It has become a duet, a perfect harmony with the void egg. Continue to listen. The voice of the alien is fading. It feels weaker, and in a perfect inverted echo, the void egg grows in volume. Its music now insistent, pounding. It has its own message. Okay, the void egg seeks a specific world. Examine the egg in the inventory, learn its requirements. Unconventional travel may be required. Okay, so unconventional travel is going to be that portal. So if we go and look at the void egg, which has moved in my inventory. So we can read, let's see, an anomalous egg, since the encounter with the bizarre deep space creature, its strange music has grown more active, more agitated. When touched, conjures a powerful vision of pink and blue colors searing into the mind of the holder. And then, of course, we have a series of descriptions: the hunter, the reflection of the hunter, the the spiral reality, the star over water, the ascending orb, the obscure companion, the hunter, the lowly insect, the anomaly, the sailor, the ocean king, and then Euclid, which is the galaxy. Now, all of these descriptions are glyphs. So they're giving you the description of the glyphs we need to use. Alrighty, so we need to go down and go back to the portal, which is there. All right, let's head back down to the portal. Alrighty, we are back at the base. We need to go inside this lower area here, and we're going to need to charge this the console here. Now, I have already, of course, it wants to go open the starship all the time. I don't know why it opens the starship. That bothers me. If I'm not in the starship, it should open the exosuit every time. If I'm in the starship, it should open the starship. If I'm in the Exocraft, it should open the Exocraft. So it's like, I don't know why it defaults to the starship. But anyway, regardless, we're going to have to charge this console, and we're going to need items such as the condensed carbon. We're going to need the sodium nitrate. We're going to need some of the cadmium, which is what I have. You can use indium and stuff like that. And then cobalt. There's a bunch of different materials that you can use, but I believe I've got the ones that are the cheapest. In other words, it costs the least amount. Alrighty, let's go ahead and open this console, and we have to charge all of these items in order to unlock the ability to use the glyphs that we gathered. So we'll go glyph 1. You can see here you can use carbon, condensed carbon, or oxygen. Condensed carbon is the cheapest. We're going to put that in there. You want to make sure that each charge is 100%. Let's see here, sodium nitrate, cobalt. I used cobalt. I thought I got ionized cobalt is actually cheaper. Cadmium is 12. You can see I can use emerald, indium, or quartzite as well as copper. I think copper is 24. Emerald, indium, and quartzite, I think those might be 8. But either way, 12's not bad. Let me go through and finish charging these. There we go, and we got them all charged. Traveler detected, fracture repair engaged. A warm, dull ache spreads across my mind as I approach the portal. I blink as I try to focus, but all this does is inflame the red glow behind my eyes. Whatever I do here, I should do it quickly. Now, you can activate the portal. You can request the planet address. This is going to give you the address of the system that you're in. Or excuse me, it's going to give you the address of the planet you're on, including the system you're in. But we're going to activate portal. And now we have access to all 16 of our glyphs. And we're going to enter that series of glyph descriptions. So you can follow along. You can screenshot it once I get them all in. But we're going to go with 2, which is the bird. We're going to go with 3, which is what looks like the tiki face. We're going to go with 2 again. We're going to go with 10. So this is 1 through 8, and then 9 through 16. So we're going to go with number 10, 1. This is going to be, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the balloon is going to be 6. And then we're going to go with the crescent moon, which is 5. We're going to go back to the bird, which is 2. Go to the spider, which is 8. We're going to go to the little hexagon, which is, was that 11? You want to go to the ship, which is 7. And then you want to do whale, which is, what is that going to be? Let's see, that was 10, so 12. Yeah. The whale is 12. And there it is. Alrighty, there we go. Now all we got to do is go through the portal. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save. A manual save, I should say. And then we're going to go through the portal. There we go! Through the portal! First contact. Yes. Alrighty. So, quickly, I want to see what kind of planet we are on. And we are on a planet that is not aggressive sentinels. That's good. But it does have activated indium. But we are not taking any kind of hazard damage. Alrighty. Now, we've got to locate the void egg frequency coordinates. Is this thing marked? This is marked. You can see the mark at the top of my screen. Now, if you're concerned or can't find that mark, you can always go in, hold your analysis visor and hit E, and you can drop a pin. But this shouldn't be too terribly hard to find. There are bases built nearby. Even though I am in abandon mode. Do these bases show up? Interesting. These bases, I mean, they're physically here, but you don't see their base computers. That's interesting. Oh, we got animals on this planet. Okay. Take off. I kind of want to look at these bases real quick. Wow, that's some glitchiness. Interesting. Glad I saved.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Huh. Interesting that I can't see those base computers. Well, that's cool. Good job on the pyramid, buddy. That looks nice. Okay, let's head off to our location. I do not like... How far away are we? We're only about 17 seconds or something. Oh man, the glitching. That is disturbing. Actually. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it or not from the sky. I don't know if this is a storm that I'm experiencing or what, but it's... Alright, let's just set down. I can't set down. I'm assuming I can't set down because there's probably a base nearby. And it's... Oh wait, there we go. Found a spot. A lot of times if you're close to a base, it doesn't want to find you a spot to land. It wants you to go to the base to land. Wow, there's a patch of sodium there. Oh, it's an extreme storm. Okay, I'm going to wait here for a minute. Get past this storm.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Yay, the storm is clearing. Alrighty, now we should be able to safely get out of our ship now. Oh good, the trees aren't glitching anymore. So the storm was causing them to glitch. Okay, good deal. Alright, so we've landed. We have to scan. It looks like we've got approximately 1,100 units to travel in that direction. I don't think I can see anything specific. But we got to go that way. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call in my Minotaur, and we're going to head off that direction in the Minotaur. Make sure that my ship has fuel, which it does because I got the recharger and I don't use it very often. There's a big patch of oxygen right there. I think I'm going to hop out and grab that real quick. Well, we got 636 out of that. Nice. It's weird. It's taking me back towards the portal, but I only got to go like 300 units. Oh, yep. We're going over here. It's hard to see, but there is a building right here. But I noticed that there was a base as well. Somebody built a little base for their teleporter unit. I'm curious. Yeah, that's active. Can I actually see his... Oh, I can't. Soul chamber. Okay. Good job for labeling it right. Can I see other people's bases? Other bases. I can. Oh, that's awesome. And because I'm in permadeath, these people are also in permadeath. That's the only way I'm able to see their bases. Good job. Look at that. So many bases. Very cool. I might have to try and visit some of these. Okay, let's go back to doing what we were doing. I was just curious. I hadn't had a chance to test to see if I could see other people's bases in permadeath. But we are on a planet that is part of a story mission. It's the story mission for the living ship. So... yeah, I can see other people's bases. It doesn't necessarily mean that those people are in abandoned mode. It means that they were in permadeath when they built it. Because if it wasn't in, you can only see bases for permadeath, and you can only see bases for normal when you're in those particular difficulties. All right, let's run in here and see what we got to do. Let's see. Is there a save? Yeah. Let's grab the save real quick. Just do a quick hard save. Also get you about 3 nanites when you do those too. Okay. Now we can come in here to the Forgotten Terminal. We're going to remove the goop. Is that you? Seems different. The terminal echoes an ancient signal, the final disrupted fragments of a fallen traveler. The signal is recording a loop captured by a strange device logged in the terminal input. Collect vessel. Soul chamber. Okay, now the soul chamber, we have to go and collect the souls of travelers. Go in here. Biomechanical construct created to the design of an anonymous host. Ah, great. Let's see. Shoot, I couldn't read it. It went away. Let's go into the log. Starbirth. The egg pulsates with the growing life force, straining to be free of its leathery casing. The host vessel is nearly complete. It has been constructed as a machine, but now must acquire a mind. Now, do we have... there. Lost Traveler. 6 hours away. I did not mean to put that. I was trying to mark it, but I guess I don't need to. Of course, we have a storm going on now. Yep. But we should be able to hop on our Minotaur and be fine. And we can head that way. 15 freaking hours. I need to call in my ship. Oh, is that another base? Or did somebody just put... oh, he just put stuff in the tent. I see. The tent is part of the structure. Alright, let me call my ship in. I'm not traveling 15 hours in my Minotaur here. I still don't have any of... I have one hazard protection. One type of hazard protection. I don't have the other 3 still. So for heat, for frost, and for toxic, yeah, because I have the radiation. Yeah, so I don't have the heat, cold, and toxic protection. Haven't really needed them, you know. As long as you stay close to either your ship or your Minotaur, you really don't need them. Alrighty, let's head over to this location. Alrighty, so we have an approximate location for the traveler. We should be able to land, use our scanner to locate the direction we need to go, and then use change the analysis visor setting. Yes, we got to go that direction. If we press 1, I'm gonna have to hop in my ship real quick. I can't do that while standing out in the storm. So let me let the storm pass, and we will locate this fallen traveler. Alrighty, storm has subsided again. Go ahead and hop out. Now let's see. We wanted us to go this way, so let's change views, and there it is, unknown grave. You can always go into this view instead of this view, and you can see that grave. Of course, now that we got it marked, we don't even need the visor. Let's see. Let's just head over there. It's 200 and something units away. Probably it'll call in. Come on. I can't walk up this hill. And I don't have any jetpack. Should have used my Minotaur. There we go. There's our host. Let's, I'm going to call in the Minotaur real quick, just in case. I don't know how often these storms happen, but we've already had 2, so they're not very far apart. We're going to interact with the host, and we're going to collect the soul. Are you there? Are you? What's happened? He's all breaking up and stuff. Alrighty, now we've got to do that 2 more times, and you can see we've got a marker again over there. Alrighty, let's head back to the ship, head to the next marker, and collect the next 2 traveler souls. Alrighty, and here is our last traveler. Go ahead and grab this dude up. Collect soul. Just in time for the storm. You know what? Let me hop out of here. Let me call my ship in. And land. Today. Alrighty, now we have to return to our own reality. You can see on the bottom right of the screen, we have to use the same portal that we used to get here. So we should be able to spot our portal marker right there. What was that, 6 minutes? All right, let me go to space and port to it. It's not port, pulse. Too many P's. Trying to land. See, this base is right near this portal, so landing right next to the portal is kind of an issue. Because it wants you to land at those bases. Alright, I'm probably just going to have to land at one of these bases here. Neat that the bases are here, just inconvenient because it's like superheated storm for me, and it would really be nice to park next to the portal. But I'm going to wait out this storm, and then we'll go down and do what we need to do at the portal. Alrighty, the storm is clearing, so now let's head down here to the portal so we can head back through. It's still active. Which side is the front? This is the front. Yes, it is still active. And we're going to head through. What? Okay. This is not a parking garage. Hi there. How are you? You have a parking space right there. Not in my building. What the heck? Cool. It definitely gives it a look. Okay, I gotta take a picture of this. What the hell? Alright, that's just too funny. But you gotta move. You gotta be over here. I don't need a ship inside my base. Alrighty, so what we want to do at this point, it's definitely recommended that you do a hard save once you come back through the portal, because once we hop in our ship, it's going to start the next phase. And at this point, if when you go to your first ship, if you don't like it, you can reload to this point as long as you don't get out of your ship. And I'll show you. You can actually go fly down, you can get close, you can go into camera view, and you can view the ship itself, the living ship. If you don't like the style or the color or whatever, then you can reload your restore point and come right back to this location, or right back to your location that you saved, not this location, because this is my location. So make sure you do a hard save, and then we can go and get in the ship. You can see here it started the host. That's the next phase. All right. Traveler, forgive our invasion of your personal interface. We are dying. Our body is old, fading. Our mind unravels. We must be renewed. We must be restored. It is the way it has always been. Refresh us, reset us, rebirth what you have made. We will be the same. Unknown, but it must be. Now, you can disconnect communicator. So if you are not wanting to do this portion of the quest yet, you can disconnect communicator. Just keep in mind that you're going to have to do this each time you get out of your ship. Because from here on out, until you complete this quest, you're going to keep getting this quest, this portion. So if you disconnect the communicator and get out of your ship, then it's going to start over again. But we are going to hatch the egg, because regardless, whatever living ship I get, I'm only using it to get the S-class ship for the rules for this playthrough. And then I can go to the anomaly and I can choose one of my expedition ships. That way I can upgrade the ship, expand its storage, and utilize the storage expansions that I've been collecting, because you can't use a standard ship storage expansion on a living ship. There's a completely separate storage expansion for the living ship, and it requires you to have a freighter, which we will not have because we're in abandoned mode. So the living ship is strictly just a preliminary factor in moving forward in the series. But anyway, we're going to hatch the egg. A set of coordinates are beamed to my navigation computer. Locate the new life form up in the top left. Locate the fallen host. Alrighty. There we go. We got a little marker on the right side of the center, right side of the screen there. Off planet. All right, so it's going to be on a different planet. Let's go to space. Now, we haven't gotten out of our ship yet, so the restore point still counts. So we're going to go find this fallen host, and I'll demonstrate the restore. So if you wanted to actually hunt for a different ship for you to use, you can do that. Alrighty, so you can see the living ship kind of glowing down there just off my right wing. So what we're going to do is we are going to get close. I'm going to hit X. I'm going to go into photo mode. Now, in photo mode, because it's dark out, it's actually kind of cool looking anyway. We can hit F on the keyboard and change the light view, so we can move the sun so you can kind of see it a little bit. Now, as far as color, this looks to be like a red hazy planet anyway, so seeing the color is a little bit difficult. But you can kind of see the style. I'm assuming this is what they call the hammerhead because of that front portion there. But you can view the ship. You can change the lighting. You can hit spacebar to adjust the effects. And you can change the fog density to nothing. You can change the cloud level to nothing. Is that right? Am I going the right way for cloud? No. I didn't mean to do that. Go back into here. Go back into photo mode. Adjust. Well, that removed the cloud level, but it didn't really change the color at all. So it's kind of hard to see what color it is. But if this isn't the style ship you wanted and you wanted a different style ship, you can see I haven't landed yet. Then you can go into escape. You can go to your options and you can go to reload restore point. And then it takes me back into the base where I created my hard save. Then we can go back out. I can go back to my ship. If I wanted to do it from here, we could. Now, because the living ship that it found was in this system. Let's say you went and looked on the internet and you found a system that has a different ship. You can actually go to that. You could build a base where that ship is. And all you really have to have is the base computer. Just name it according to whatever, living ship or whatever. Then you can go into your teleporter and you can teleport to that base. So I'm going to I'll use my Paradise system as a base. Or here, actually, both of these are just a computer. So we'll go to eggs and apples stuff here. Let's go to this. This is just a base computer. Again, you can teleport to a base computer. You cannot teleport away from a base computer without a teleporter. Alrighty, there we go. Base computer. Nothing else around except my ship. Now, when I hop in my ship, it's going to start that quest. So, what I should probably do is drop a save beacon here and save. You want a hard save before you get in the ship. Then I can hop in the ship and you can see that we start the host all over again. So I'm going to go through this and go to the location of the living ship so we can collect it. Hatch the egg, go through the dialogue, and it's going to give you a marker. Where's the marker? Okay, there's the mission. I don't have a marker yet. Why do I not have a marker? There it is. That was weird. It wasn't showing up, but there it is, off planet. Okie dokie. Go down here to the fallen host. I have no idea what this planet is. I couldn't get a good bead on it. I don't even know if I've been here before. But I tell you what, the lighting is definitely better on this planet. So let's fly down here. Get close. We're going to go into camera mode. That's weird. Man, that lighting was great until I went into camera mode. So you can see here, this one's got a different style front. It doesn't have that hammerhead look. Can't quite tell what color it is. Let me see if I can move the sun. It looks like it's a gold color, but I don't think that that's the color. I think it's going to be more flesh tone because it doesn't have any other color type features. So I think the whole ship is going to be like flesh tone. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and get this ship anyway because I'm using it again just for the S-class status. So let's go ahead and land. Now, once I get out of my ship, I cannot use that save point again. So that's why you don't ever get out of your ship unless you know you're going to want to collect that ship, collect that living ship. Then we walk up to it and we're going to interact with it. The ship, the creature, the shell lies next to me. Lights pulse across its surface, but it's still quiet. We're going to begin the biogenesis, so we need the one mature heart node. The heart begins to beat, weak but undeniable. We're going to do the mature neural stem. The ship quivers in response, suddenly aware of my touch. We're going to do the hardened shell. I feel the machinery solidify beneath my hands, its flesh taking form as living being. We're going to do the singularity core. The ship is complete, but my task is not yet complete. It needs something more. Awaken the host with the archive soul. It is done. It is alive. There we go. And that is the mission for getting your very first living ship. If I didn't know any better, I would say that that ship changed form when I tried to get in it. Like it looked like it shrank. But regardless of whether it did or not, we have an S-class ship. We've met the requirements for the series as far as the ship goes. Now, you've got these components in here. You can see they look completely different as a standard ship. So like your pulsing heart, that is going to be your pulse drive. The neural assembly, I believe that is going to be your launch thrusters. I'm pretty sure this is your launch thrusters. The singularity cortex, this is going to be your warp drive. The scream suppressor, I believe this is your shield. Spewing vents. I believe spewing vents are your main weapon, and then you have a secondary weapon of grafted eyes. So you can place those where you want if you're going to be using this ship. You can do a compare if you want to. Now, you can swap your ship. So once you acquire a living ship, you cannot break it down into parts and sell it like you can the other types of ships. Excuse me, got the hiccups. However, if you are hunting living ships, you can swap the last ship for the new ship because you'll never be able to get it out of your ship inventory otherwise without swapping it. So now granted, I don't have anything I want to swap with it, but if you're hunting ships, so now to get your second living ship, you go back up, you get more quicksilver, you buy a void egg, and then all you have to do is have that void egg in your inventory, and then you pulse through space, and it's going to locate a living ship. You don't have to go through the quest line again. So it's much easier to acquire your living ship beyond your first one. But let's say you got this ship and you're like, nah, I really don't like it. I want a different one. You can go and find a new one and then just swap it. You would click swap ship at that point. But make sure that all the stuff, if you've added anything to the technology, make sure you take it out before you swap it. Otherwise, it's going to swap it with that technology, and then you won't have the technology anymore. But we're going to claim the ship, and we can hop in it. We'll change views here, and this is the inside of the ship. Yeah, see, this ship is that flesh tone color. Not my favorite color. But this is what the ship looks like from the inside. Actually, this looks exactly like the ship that we met in space. Let's go into camera mode. We can fly around this a little bit and show it to you. Doesn't look that great because we're still in the atmosphere, so the clouds are interfering with how it looks. But now I can take that. If I wanted to, I can go back to that base and grab that that save beacon, or I can go to the space station. If I can find it, where'd the space station go? Wait, maybe I'm not technically in space. Yeah, there we go. I wasn't technically in space yet. Then we can head to the space station, or you can call in the space anomaly. Which is probably just as quick. Get that priority parking. First one out the door. But there we go. Living ship. Perfect. Alrighty, folks. Well, I appreciate everybody joining me today for this episode. I know it might have been a little bit longer than normal, but we got our living ship. So now I will probably, most definitely, be getting one of my expedition reward ships. That way I can expand it and utilize it for my everyday use, because the living ship in abandoned mode is just not practical. But if you are liking these episodes, definitely click that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Also, feel free to join my Discord and share your adventures, whether you're in abandoned mode, permadeath, or normal play. I'd love to see what you guys are doing. Share your base designs, what ships you got, so on and so forth. But feel free to go down in the description. There is a link to my Discord. Go through and join that, and we will see you folks there. You folks take care and happy hunting.